Evening, everybody. Welcome to What's on Joe Mind. As you can see, we've got the Honcho, we've got Ragtime Rob, and we've got Bill Murphy from Fresh Monkey Fiction, who has brought the fire this evening. We have a ton of stuff to get through tonight, so we'll get right to it after you watch our kick-ass theme song. There we are. Welcome again. We are What's on Joe Mind. We are a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe, and as the recent weeks have shown us, adjacent properties. I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. How's everybody doing this evening?
It's fabulous. Friday.
Good.
Doing great.
Weekend.
Excellent.
It's the He-Man Woman Haters Club tonight.
Well,
no girls allowed?
No, not really.
I'm just saying.
I mean, the ladies are certainly welcome. They tend to stay away from us anyway, but
yeah, it's like high school.
Right. There's a couple of weirdos sticking around, but
Those are the cool ones.
Right. But thanks for joining us. If you are watching us here on the Facebook, go ahead and give us some kind of a reaction. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. Give us a little huggy guy. We love little huggy guy. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Join us every Friday night here at What's on Joe Mind for another episode of the TeamStream. Good night, everybody. Anyway,
if you're watching us on Hulu, how the hell did you do that?
Right?
Yeah, neat trick.
Cool.
Neat trick, and get me my lawyer on the phone.
Yeah, you can find us. Can't find Arizona State football, but all right.
That's all right. That
nobody
you can't find any football on ESPN Plus.
Pounded NAU this week. Just saying.
No, nobody can find Arizona State football.
And their coach is so bad, I'm torn on. Do we actually want to have a good season? Because a bad one will probably.
But Ed Hellman brings up that I mistakenly put Bill Foster in the because I was writing an email to somebody named Foster, and so I'm just that big of a fanboy for Marvel's Giant Man 2.
That's right.
Right.
So good.
My guy.
The Project Pegasus saga looms large.
Right. You can't beat it. It's just. But joining us in the top row, he's the former head of marketing for the G.I. Joe brand at Hasbro. It's the hot show, Mark Weber.
That's right. The once and future king. Happy to be here. Where else are you going to be on a Friday night? Right? I went to work. I came home from work because it was like 28 degrees in there. I got to work on the air conditioning.
Nice.
I went to the gym. I got all swole.
I was going to say, you look huge.
I know, right? Barely fit in the frame. I went on EverQuest. Won our raid. Lost my sword to the raid leader's alt. That's cool. So it's
no idea what that means, but sure.
Yeah, but the MMORPG guys feel my pain. So yeah, it's all good. And
you can see him down in the bottom part of your screen right below me. That's the former host of Ragtime, our comics show, who doesn't really do it anymore, but we still give him the nickname anyway. It's Ragtime Rob.
Hi.
Ragtime Rob, we're sniffling a little bit tonight.
Yes. I've caught some vile disease from some child or probably a coworker, but anyway.
Right. The child diseases, I'm sure you're immune to at this point, but those coworker ones, that's the ones that always get you.
Yeah, I mean, like none of the kids in my room are sick in the least, so I think it's
I thought Ragtime was because he was a rebounding prodigy.
Well, that would
like 20 a night, bam.
That would have been.
Oh yeah,
that would have been.
Was that you?
Yeah. If I had made it to 6'6", man, I'd still be playing. No. If I had made it to 6'6", my back would be even worse. That's what. Yeah.
Say nothing of the ACL that got destroyed at the age of 17?
19. That's all right. That's the good knee now, so it's fine. And of course, our special guest. He's been waiting patiently for us to get to introducing him, and we've managed to kill 5 minutes before doing so. Bill Murphy of Fresh Monkey Fiction is back with us.
That's right.
Hello, everybody. Happy to be here. Happy Friday.
Thank you, Bill. It's been a long time. You've last joined us on episode 190 for the purists going back. That was 40 weeks ago. 10 months.
Look at that. It's been a while.
That's messed up, man.
Happy to be back, though.
We got to have you back in more often than that.
Happy to be back.
So Ed Hellman says, that's not Bill Murphy.
Oh, poor Ed.
It's Armin Tamzarian.
Yeah.
Philip Donnelly's taking a shot at me. Come on now.
Phil Donnelly says, Mark's not swole. He's just sitting closer to the camera. That's not true because
It's all beef.
You can't sit any closer to the camera than Mark normally does.
I have a large head.
He's kind of like that. He's kind of like that moon graphic at the beginning of the Honeymooners.
I get 245s. I tie them together with a chain. I put it around my forehead, and I just do this because I want to get my head bigger. I want to be a size 8 by Christmas. We'll see if it works.
I thought that's just steroids, man. Go the Barry Bonds method.
That's what I'm talking about right now, baby. Just get a couple injections up here.
Oh my goodness. But
people will be like, he was 7 3/4 already. Why do you have to use steroids?
7 3/4. Sounds slim. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying, yeah. I wonder if the guests and hosts down low feel the weight of our giant melons from the top row.
Just our giant heads. Just
deal with that. Yeah.
Refreshing.
Oh,
My head's almost as big.
Yeah.
And I feel the weight of something else up in here.
right.
Rob can buy hats off the rack. Don't let him tell you. You don't have to.
Yeah, but he's got a pound of mucus up there right now. So
whatever.
Just saying.
Temporary.
My Yankee hat that no longer fits was a 7.5.
And if you had pound of mucus on your square tonight, if you're playing What's on Joe Mind Squares, you're welcome.
There is that game is a terrible game because there's no way to guess what we might say.
I suppose that's true.
But what do you say? We've blown enough time, and Bill has brought roughly 400 images for us to share on his latest projects.
Just one or two.
And 1 or 200.
Yeah.
And so let's go ahead and get to those. But first, it's time for community calendar.
There's a Comic-Con or a toy show. What's on Joe Mind? Wants to know? Tell Mike, Mark, and Joe. Community calendar.
There we go. Just not enough pictures of Joe Colton in compromising situations out there. But, up first, next weekend already. Where does the time go? It's time for Joe Lana, September 9th to 11th. You can find out everything you need to know at toylanta.net. Joe Lanta is its own show now, from what I understand. Thanks to our good friend Andrew Garrison for setting us straight on that one. Special guest Sergeant Slaughter this year. If you only make it to one G.I. Joe show, have it be Joe Lana. Meet the Sarge. He'll shake your hand. He'll dip his thumb in iodine and jam it in your nose.
May call you a maggot in front of your family.
Call you a maggot in front of your family. Exactly. And you know what? I dare say that you slip a couple bucks his way. It's a definite. So
yeah,
there you go.
Definitely.
And then cram you into an itty bitty ditty bag.
That's right.
The ittiest of bittiest ditty bags.
He'll smell that for a week.
Sorry, Bill. We're going back through all of our Sergeant Slaughter stories.
I love it.
Joe Lana, September 9th to 11th. Of course, same weekend, next Sunday, Roma Collectibles 1-year anniversary party out at the parking lot at Roma Collectibles in Springfield, Ohio. I think Little Yeti Guy will be in attendance.
Yes.
I believe that is their special celebrity guest. That and noted author James Cavanaugh.
Mm-hmm.
So
And if it's in a parking lot, there's a chance John Moxley shows up and wrestles somebody. So that's
Right.
good.
Probably James Kavanaugh.
probably
Could be.
author James Kavanaugh.
Yeah. He's not going to sell for Kavanaugh.
No,
Saying.
but you know what? James is a pro. He wouldn't expect him to.
Well, and guess what? Kavanaugh's not going to sell for him either.
He'll be busy running.
One thing we know, Moxley will bleed.
That's very true. Very true. Bill, I forget, man. Are you a pro wrestling guy at all?
No, I haven't really followed it since I was a kid in the 80s.
That's when it was good.
Yeah,
So you got out at the right time.
Yeah.
I apologize in advance for half of our tangents tonight because Mark likes to hijack the show that way.
Sometimes,
but that's all right. At least you'll catch all the Ole Anderson references. At least you'll have those.
Who led the league in total grumpy for a decade straight?
A solid 15 years. So if you are around southern and central Ohio, get yourself over to Roma Collectibles a week from Sunday. Celebrate with Aaron and the gang.
That's right.
Hasbro PulseCon was announced. Virtual event is happening September 30th and October 1st of this year. So clear out your calendars. Get ready for a lot of talking heads yapping about stuff because that's when it's going to be. Don't have a whole lot of details on PulseCon yet. They think they announced that a Transformers panel is happening on day one. Shocker that. But no definite news since then. It's probably going to be real slow in terms of official G.I. Joe news from Hasbro until PulseCon. So, yeah.
All we know is Serpentor.
All we know is Serpentor. Absolutely. Bill, do you know Serpentor?
A little bit. We went out once.
All right.
Had a beer.
Good.
Yeah.
He's got a bit of a reputation, but he's not when you get to know him.
Yeah.
He likes to tell that story about the invention of the pizza.
Right. That's a good one.
I bet drinking beer's a bitch in that helmet.
Oh.
Did he have a bending
It
straw?
just couldn't really get in there.
Yeah,
Too many fangs in that helmet.
Right.
Bring me a crazy straw. This I command.
That's it.
Every breakfast smoothie goes in all crazy directions.
Or maybe he's got the tubing in the helmet and it's like a beer helmet. And he just puts.
That's what's in the cowl.
That's a good alt head. I think would be a good alt head.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
I bet he'd be an angry drunk. That's my bet.
I mean,
he's angry sober.
Kind of angry
Right.
sober, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of yells as his regular volume.
I wonder if it's going to go the other way though. He might just go the other way.
Huggy or weepy?
I mean, maybe both.
Or both.
Both. Yeah.
I love you, man.
I'm so glad you're here to help me conquer the world.
I wish they put your DNA in my mix. You're the best.
This guy.
Right. Zartan, man. Let me tell you about Cobra Commander, man.
This is the weirdest PulseCon promo ever. Absolutely.
Might be better than PulseCon, I'll be honest with you.
Probably will be.
It's a possibility. Anyways.
Should we reveal some figures that are coming in 2025?
Well, no, bills are all due in 2023, I think. So that doesn't work. Right, knock on wood. Now that I've jinxed everything.
Right. That's the hope.
Yeah.
So up next, assembly required, still happening. November 4th and 5th of this year in the Hy-Vee Hall, downtown Des Moines. I had so many slides to build this week that I did not bother to update the assembly required one, but they still do have a few rooms available at the Hilton downtown Des Moines. So give them a call if you are interested in getting out to assembly required this fall. I don't know if vendor spots are still open. Might be worth asking them. More information at codenameiowa.com, or you can find them on Facebook at Codename Iowa.
depressed Outback, not worried about survival anymore.
I was about to say, I don't know if that's depressed so much as relaxed.
I think it's Farmer's Tan Outback.
Well, I mean, it is if it's Mark Webber Outback.
He's a redhead. I think he's not wearing a shirt.
Oh, good. Well, I mean, he's a very dedicated shaver, if that's the case.
That's true. A lot of plucking. A lot of manscaped going on. Outback, brought to you by Manscaped.
Hey. We're the one channel they're not paying for.
Right?
Oh, you need
Right?
to not talk about that.
Enter code survival for 20% off.
Right? They want to give us money to have Joe Colton read copy. And
That's right.
they're more than happy, more than willing to accept that up from them. But until then, we won't talk about it.
She will shave Wes's eyebrows live on air. It'll be fantastic.
Someone just needs to tell Wes.
Right?
Yes. Well, he can be busy playing Raid Shadow Legend while it happens.
Yeah, just get him while he's raiding. He can't move.
Right. And we'll all sit and watch with our bowls of Magic Spoon cereal.
That's right.
Our
Only 5
chewy
calories.
Magic Spoon cereal.
Yeah. All that advertising dollar going around. None of it coming away.
None of it here. How can Angus Steaks not be here, right? Or Omaha Steaks. That's
Omaha
right.
steaks.
Right. How do we not have a fine haberdasher? Like we cover the heads of what's on Joe Mind, which is no small feat.
Right?
Al's haberdasher.
That's a good idea. I could use a fedora.
We can get you a legitimate sized one, and then we can get you a regular sized one, which looks like a tiny ad.
I want an ASU sombrero with fringe. Oh, shake it around during the show.
Maybe
Oh, and classy.
maybe that's how we determine who gets to be the official haberdasher of what's on Joe Mind.
That's it. Send your samples. You won't get them back.
Up next, of course, rollout roll call on the horizon. We're putting it up in November in case you've got a chance to organize some travel. We do have plenty of fans overseas, so make sure you're getting your visas in order for Sunday, November 13th in Fordingbridge at the Town Hall. Get more details at allthecoolstuff.co.uk from our good friend David Tree.
Best tree in the world.
After the Larch.
Okay.
After the Larch.
I hope he gets Arbor Day off. Because just a shame if he didn't.
Right? I don't think we've ever addressed that with him, but maybe because Arbor Day, of course, is our birthday unofficially. So my focus is generally elsewhere.
Yeah, on us.
Right?
As it should be.
Absolutely. And let's see, do I have more of those? No, I don't. That's it for community calendar. That's all. That's all we got.
There's a Comic-Con or a toy show. What's on Joe Mind? Wants to know? Tell Mike, Mark, and Joe. Community calendar.
And you read it there on the screen. If you have a show that you want us to plug and talk about weird things like official haberdashers.
Or ASU sombreros.
I don't see how you couldn't want that.
You know, we might be homing in on the reason why we're not getting these big sponsorship dollars.
Yeah. Look, man, I would take a read from us on Manscaped over any of these people. That's all I'm saying.
No, Omaha Steaks, man. Can you imagine us going through a box of Omaha Steaks in one show?
Oh,
so good.
Right. We'll just set up the live cam on Racktime Rob running the grill.
Yeah, that's it. Get my son Derek involved. He's like 130 pounds, and he'll eat like a 70-ounce steak. It's the only thing that just, you can't stop him. It's like Homer with a donut eating machine. Cannot be stopped if you put steak in front of him.
James Coco went mad after 15 minutes. But Derek marching on.
Dude, can't be stopped. It's a carnivore.
We can have a segment brought to you by Racktime Rob's Racktime Ribs.
Now we're talking.
Get yourself a rib recipe, Rob. It's time.
All right, there's a couple in that book. I'll go find some.
All right.
How much for a rib? Dude,
Just
one
one
rib.
Just one rib.
Just one rib.
Got change for 100.
50 cents a rib.
Oh, the urban sombrero. Nice.
Forget the cup. Pour it in my hand for a dime.
Stop. 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 Let's move on into the news.
Dude.
Thank you. On point as always.
I'm ready.
The honcho is prepared. Of course, first news item. Chonky Tank Kitty, I love him. Next news item.
Dude.
All right. First
Ooh.
up, Hiya Toys with a wonderful Friday update
Right on time.
has revealed images of their Snake Eyes figure. Comes complete with a sword, an Uzi, a backpack, a suppressor for the Uzi, and an extra set of hands. It is expected first quarter 2023. Suggested retail price $19.99, which is downright affordable when you figure that's 12 more points of articulation than what Super 7's given us for like two more dollars.
And it's also $5 less than what Hasbro's given us.
Right. But Mark Weber, what do you think here?
Well, I'll be petty first. Minor digs. The legs are a little skinny. So there's a little more beef in the legs. And when he's holding the sword, I'm just going to keep the scabbard on it and make it look like Final Fantasy 28. That scabbard is ridiculous. I mean, it's like a mini surfboard on his back, right? Hang 10, bro. But these are minor complaints. This is a fantastic figure. And dig the additional bandolier, the separate piece of it that comes down, almost obscuring the brutal chest cut, which always is hidden best on a dark colored figure. If it's not a knight or a robot or an armored guy somehow. This figure's fantastic. And given that Hasbro's 3 3/4 offerings have been kind of scattershot and, here and there, I just think this is a fantastic figure. And so does Emma, apparently.
All right.
So,
all it's been a few weeks, so that's all right. That's pretty well. She's overdue.
In her defense, it was my daughter coming home, who she's known her entire life. So probably a good idea to sound the alarm.
She was excited, or she was heralding the arrival of Cujo.
Dogs, I'm telling you.
Which, Cujo right there. That
right.
makes a lot of sense, right?
But digging this figure like crazy. I hope there's a lot more like this at $20 when you consider what Hasbro's 2-packs cost and what we're willing and thrilled to actually be paying for some of the best Kickstarter, and I don't want to say third party like it's a bad thing, right? But let's just say non-Hasbro.
Don't say it like it's a bad thing.
Bro.
Below
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'll just say non-Hasbro stuff.
We're sorry, Bill.
That's
okay.
out there.
It's okay. What are you gonna do?
He's been programmed, Bill. I'm sorry.
I know. It's okay.
$20. I'm down. Love it.
Hey, I love the price point.
And the reaction online has been tremendously positive, which is rare for anything, right?
Right.
So,
and I know there's been some question as to how tall that figure is, because they're billing it as 3 3/4, but then their actual specs say 105 millimeters, as Nomad's Wandering says, and that's just 4.13 inches. So I think perhaps that the modern sculpt, perhaps more like Bill's Eagle Force figures, I think it's more in that line, making this an Eagle Force compatible G.I. Joe.
I'll take it.
Bill, what do you think?
Look, I'm excited about it. It's weird to me that Hasbro is licensing out Joe in this way, but I love it so that someone can do it. I don't know why they're not doing it, but on the other hand, maybe it's better that they're not doing it. I don't know. I've got some Hiya products in the past. They did a really good job with Aliens. some of their QC sometimes not so great, but like their sculpts are really, really good. And I did talk to those guys a few years ago about a project, and they were all very nice over there. So I'm glad they're getting some more opportunity on doing some other stuff. But I think the figure looks great. I'm excited to see kind of what's coming out. Do we know? I had heard a while back that these would not be available in the U.S., but do we think they're going to be? Do we know?
Nothing I can say concrete. I'm seeing some rumors and some scuttlebutt that these are an Asian release, and then some other ones where it's not the case, and so I don't have anything concrete to put a flag in on that.
Yeah.
But Racktime Rob, what do you think? You're a Snake Eyes guy.
This is the first time I've seen it. It looks nice. I like it. But
I mean, we've known it was coming for a while. We remember we saw the digital renderings and stuff, but it does look cool in actual 3 dimensions. I just hope that if they're going to do a designer boutique kind of figure, I hope they don't just roll through the greatest hits like every other line does, every other G.I. Joe property licensee does. Where we get Snake Eyes, and then we get Cobra Commander, and then we get Duke, and then we get Destro, and then we get Storm Shadow, and it's just the same 9 characters over and over and over again. Like
and then Toxo Zombie, just a
boom, Toxo Zombie versus Footloose,
Armadillo.
Look, as long as they do a Billy figure, I'll be completely happy.
Oh yeah, with that awesome robot leg, so he can do backflips.
And murderous. I want murderous Cub Scout Billy.
Yeah. So bad. I want that figure so bad.
Murderous Cub Scout Billy, I might be in for.
So great.
Murderous Cub Scout Billy would be the best.
I'm still hoping that Super 7 does it at some point.
In my universe, Destro shoots Cub Scout Billy right between the eyes. And Cobra Commander's like, what the hell, man? And he's like, are you kidding? It was an assassin. My dear Cobra Commander.
I owe you one. You can shoot my kid.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
He's like, sweet, no more child support.
Yeah, I'm sure he was right on the payments.
Yeah, I'm sure Cobra Commander had that little ticket book, and it was just on time.
Can't you just see him up on his throne talking to the assembled masses? And so, my legions, boing. Hold on, gotta take this. No, I sent the check. Yes.
Oh, you're using props now. That's great. I love it.
I know it's a cliche. Back then, it would have been a flip phone, probably, but no. Yeah, actually, I was at a meeting. All right. Love you too. Bye. Oh, shouldn't have said that.
Phil Donnelly says, I'm sure Fresh Monkey Fiction can make some generic Cub Scout figures.
Yeah.
That's
I get that request all the time. Can we just get more Cub Scout figures?
Can we get more Cub Scouts with pistols in their bouquets?
Right. With a special Weebelows variant.
Yeah. And great question here. Why would Hiya advertise this, including the price in U.S. dollars, if they weren't selling in the U.S.?
Good point.
Great question. Good point. But yeah, we've seen stranger stuff. So again, my assumption is too that it's going to be everywhere, or else we wouldn't be getting press releases the way we are. Like if this was just going to be an Asia only type of thing, we wouldn't see ads. Might not even see ads in English for this, but we are. So. And it's showing up in U.S. dollars, so yeah, I'm inclined to think that it'll be here, if not wide release, available through various channels.
And if you read between the lines here, this doesn't speak well for Hasbro's 4-inch plans in the immediate future.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we haven't seen a whole lot rolling out that way for a few months now. The Sky Striker happened, and we got that Stinger was a nice unexpected order, but really nothing since. I mean, not an almost deal, nothing since then, and there wasn't a whole lot before then.
Well, and then there's the 2-packs, right? There's the Cobra Soldier and Officer with the mismatched guns, and Duke and Cobra Commander. So
only on the art, man. You can take the guns out and put them in.
Oh yeah,
the right one's hands, right? You can do that.
I know. So I guess it's not a thing then. No big deal.
You can give him Rakondo's gun if you want to. It would look really bad, but you can do that.
You could do it on the art too. It would be just as wrong.
It would still be wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely wrong.
Yeah. If only there was reference material.
Truly, the important thing is you're not bitter.
I'm not bitter. I'm just not surprised.
Well, there we go.
Oh my God, that was perfect. Oh,
I'm just saying, put me on He-Man, and I'll look up which sword he's supposed to be holding. Just saying.
it doesn't matter.
It does.
He's He-Man. He's going to just push something over, and the whole. Oh, he's not going to use the sword.
He doesn't need it.
No, he doesn't need it.
Yeah.
Next news item.
Do.
Hey,
We know who these guys are.
hey, I know what that is.
Oh yeah.
So, Bill, I know our focus tonight is going to be mostly on Eagle Force stuff, but this is a project that you're working on with the folks at Toy Otter, Long Box Heroes. We got into it a little bit last week, but why don't you talk a little bit about Long Box Heroes?
Yeah. Well, the good news is we just reached our goal today, so I'm super excited.
Right.
So we have a few more days. We have a few more days to reach our goal, and we did. And I'm super excited that we're going to get to do these. This line,
the goal is was 1,000 pre-orders for each figure, correct?
Yeah. And then because we did that, we were able to unlock an Airboy figure who is not pictured here to go with the set if you purchase the set. So we're super excited. I'm super excited. Like this. I get to play with a lot of tough stuff in the toy box outside of Eagle Force. This is one that I've been working on for a while, and being a big fan of and growing up in the 80s, I was a big fan of the Superpowers toy line, and so we take some inspiration there and reached out to a bunch of indie comic creators who a lot of who I know, a few who I didn't, but I was able to get connected with, and they got excited about it. So we were able to kind of see if they wanted to do this. And thanks to all the awesome folks who helped put in pre-orders at Big Bad Toy Store, we are now going to actually get these into production. So I can't wait. Growing up in the 80s and reading comics and, being a huge comic book fan, I'm super excited to be able to do these figures. And Toy Otter, who is the expert on superpowers, the go-to if you know anything about superpowers. That guy is like just a treasure trove of knowledge. He was so excited about doing this. He learned how to sculpt like a few years ago and sculpted these, and he's put all of his heart and soul into these things. And I'm so glad that we're going to get to do them.
Sounds like Racktime Rob's brother from another mother. But I've got the other one here. I have those two that we were waiting on.
They just hit today.
All right, excellent. Yeah. So we don't even have to worry about them.
Yeah. I will say that like anything we're doing, if you're interested in these things, definitely get your pre-orders in Big Bad Toy Store. And especially if you want any of the Rocketeer stuff, because that stuff is going to be super limited because of some licensing stuff. We can't do too much more of that in next year, maybe years following, but next year won't be able to do anything. So those things this is kind of it for those. So if you want them, definitely get your order in now, because we can't even do variants or anything else, next year or anything with them. So we were lucky enough to get those in, and I just want to point that out in case folks are interested.
And we do have a link taking you directly to the Long Box Heroes assortment at Big Bad Toy Store in our comments down below. So be sure to check that out when the show is done. We can see here in this image, the second image, Bill, some of the villains that you've included in this line, who were not part of that first photo and not part of the case of 8 that got released there. So talk about the inspiration for the villains here.
Yeah, the villains were interesting because we were trying to figure out what to do, and then we were getting the Rocketeer license, and I ended up getting this prose Rocketeer book that was a bunch of creators writing prose stories for Rocketeer, and that's where we got like ideas for the Onslaught Trooper and Black Phantom. So and then we ended up doing a bunch of Onslaught Troopers in sort of different colors because people like army builders, shockingly.
Right.
And so that's sort of where that came from. And we need some good bad guys, and they're fun, I think, bad guys for all the line, but definitely, we wanted to target some of the Rocketeer fans on that.
And not that you asked, but if there's a Rocketeer-sized hole in season 2, might I suggest Axe Cop?
Oh, Axe Cop is a good one. That's a good one.
Just saying.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, we're still working on the Wave 2 lineup, and maybe I'll make a phone call. I like
that. That 4-year-old that wrote Axe Cop is probably needing college tuition.
Sure, right now, absolutely. Yeah, he's probably got 2 kids, and
That's
he's,
it.
And
ever since that FX money dried up.
Yeah. They did do some Axe Cop toys, and they were okay.
Yeah.
They
weren't this good though.
Yeah. But yeah, well, I mean, Wave 2, we've got some folks that are lined up, and yeah, we'll probably hopefully expand on the Tick universe, Madman universe as well, and some other ones. So bring in some new characters for some other, indie comics in, and we're hoping to be able to do pre-orders for Wave 2. Probably, I'm hoping may do it at the end of the year, maybe early next year. But yeah.
I mean, they're all good, but the Goon is just made of win. I mean,
I love the Goon.
So good.
It warmed the cockles of my blackened heart to see the Goon in this lineup.
Yeah, Eric was great. He, all I would say, like, all the creators were really great, because we sculpted a lot of this stuff and we sent it over, and they all gave like really good notes on it that really helped to push the figure closer to sort of what they wanted, which I think was also really good. Like very minor stuff, and they've all been great to work with. Super excited, about what we're doing, and you could tell like they were passionate about it, because they're just like, hey, most of these guys are just fans of toys too, and we're like, hey, I'd love to have this on my shelf. So that's been really great to work with them on that stuff.
I think it's cool because a lot of times I saw this with the Movie Maniacs line at McFarlane Toys. When he would pitch it to anybody in Hollywood, they would go, well, don't just make Leatherface, make a whole Texas Chainsaw Massacre line.
Yep.
And you'd get the Running Away Girl. That's okay. That'll sell. Leatherface. That's great. And then 4 or 5 others that nobody wanted.
No.
And so the idea that the independent or self-owned comic owners, I think on a lot of level, are like, you want to make my main hero? Yeah, absolutely. That'd be awesome. I think that's great.
Yeah, and I'll give you guys an official reveal for Wave 2 if you want. Yeah, Matt Wagner's Mage is going to make it into Wave 2. So
nice.
That's
Kevin Matchstick.
Yeah, I can. We'll definitely have him in Wave 2 for sure. And
Ed Hillman wants to know when Assy McGee will be announced.
2026, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Nice.
Hey, quick question: is Airboy public domain, or does somebody actually have that license?
It is. Well, it's public domain. But Eclipse did an Airboy comic in the 80s, and then McFarlane acquired a lot of the Eclipse stuff. But the character is still in the public domain. I can't do the Eclipse version of that character, but I can do the
old Hillman
stuff. Yeah, so we can do that. So that's why we're able to kind of do it. And we thought that was a kind of a fun figure to add as a bonus if you bought the Wave.
And so you were talking about Rocketeer-sized holes in your collection. That'll fill it.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
What's this, Bill?
So yeah, this is we're doing a newsreel 5-pack black and white figure set. It's going to be probably pretty limited. We added the pilot figure here for fun, and we just we were playing around with ideas, and we're like, I don't know what happened. We just threw something in black and white. Like, oh, we're onto something here. This is pretty cool. So then we were able to. We're like, yeah, let's see what the whole line looks like. So we pitched it to the Rocketeer Trust, who owns the license, and they've been really great. They were down. They were like, yeah, let's give it a shot. And people seem to really gravitate to it. So we have this 5-pack. And then, again, like I said, with the Rocketeer stuff, it's not something we'll be able to offer again next year. So if it's something you're interested in, I would definitely get the order in now. So we have it.
There you go. And of course, the exact instant where you got my money, I will show it to you. It is right here.
Barry's so great.
You gave me the Tick in his secret identity.
Yes.
working as the crossword puzzle creator for a major metropolitan newspaper.
Absolutely. That, and I got to give Ben credit for that, because I went to Ben. I was like, okay, what else do you got to do here? I don't know if I can do another full figure. And he's like, oh, you got to do Tick as the crossword editor.
Yep.
And I'm like, I love it. I was like, it's so dumb.
Crossword puzzle only has
Right.
2 words.
Right. And he was like, and you only need to do like a tie. And I'm like, fantastic. I love it. And then of course we landed on Barry, because you got to do Barry. But like, yeah. So I thought that was, and we have 2 versions of Tick. This one's got like the lighter blue. The other one has darker blue, and they both have different heads. But this one has a tie. So because he's in Secret Identity.
It's a beautiful thing, and
Yeah.
this was the exact instant where it was like, you know what? I don't know if I've got the money right this instant, but I'm going to find it. And I went out and just sold blood and got rid of furniture, and you gave me the Tick with his tie and Barry.
Yeah, and then I'm hoping we can do Arthur the next wave too and stuff, because there's a lot of. Now we can't do the stuff out of the cartoon. People ask me like, "Can you do like Mucus Tick?" Can't do Mucus Tick because that's a Disney thing owned by the cartoon. We might be able to do a radioactive Tick. That's not quite music, and so there's like things we can do, but there's a lot of really great stuff in the comics too that
that didn't cross over. Yeah,
exactly. That didn't translate to the cartoon, and so I think
Man-eating cow.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity there, stuff that we can do. So I'm super excited about it, and Ben's been really excited about it too. And it's been
Man-eating cow did appear in the comic book first, so maybe Man-eating cow may be on the table.
Yeah, so if it's in the comic, we can even if it came there first, like Barry's there, and so anyway, so it's there's a lot of and the Tick stuff's been great too. Like the fans really. Like the producer of the latest Tick show, she emailed me and was like, "Oh, I'm so glad you guys are doing this." So it's like people are really excited about it. So that's fun.
Will future Tick waves have the ninjas in hedge disguise and chainsaw vigilante?
Absolutely. Chainsaw vigilante is almost a must. I think it's like anyway, but yeah.
Beta Ray Bob's thinking he's there with us.
Yep.
But no, Batman. Well, probably not happening, Phil. Sorry.
No, probably not. Sadly. Atomic Robo. That's a good get too for the line. I love it.
Yeah.
So I mean, if look, if these things, we kind of have to do this model where we put them up and see how many orders we get, and if we can get there, great. And we'll do that again with Wave 2. And if folks really, if we get enough folks that are interested, then that's how these things happen, right? At the end of the day. So I can't thank the folks that are putting in pre-orders enough, like really, like and not just this line, but all the stuff that I'm doing is all kind of, I guess, crowdfunding based. So it's, I can't thank the fans enough for really like putting, pre-orders in, because that's what makes these things happen, right? It's like all the stuff I do comes from that, right? I'm not in big box stores. I'm not Hasbro, Mattel, and all this stuff really comes from, me throwing out an idea and seeing if folks want it. And they show up, and I think that's amazing.
Awesome. I love it. And just think that's just the first part of what we got from you today, Bill.
Yeah.
We got a whole other project to talk about.
Right.
Length ad nauseum. And we will do that very soon. But first, a quick word from our sponsor at Kokomo Toys.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
There you go. Mark, got your earbuds back in?
Huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
But just a reminder, if you're watching us on Facebook tonight, go ahead and leave us a thumbs up, leave us a heart, leave us a little huggy guy. We do love little huggy guy. It lets the algorithms know you're paying attention. Mm-hmm. Catch us on YouTube tonight. Go ahead, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, do all those cool YouTube things. Again, let everybody know we're here. Because we're growing. We're stronger every day, but man, it's a slow grow. So whatever you can do to spread the word, we really appreciate it. But Ed Hellman says that Kokomo Toys voice is so soothing and sensual. We will let Todd know. In fact, soothing and sensual.
That's what got him the title of unofficial mayor of Kokomo.
That's it.
Unofficial nothing. But considering this program will likely be played on the TV show, on the TV sets in Kokomo Toys at some point next week, yeah, everyone there can marvel at how the proprietor's voice is soothing and sensual.
At no extra charge.
Right? I mean, he's already got this. And then just Todd's on top of that. It's a display. It's shameful in some circles.
You should hear his voice after we give him donuts.
Right?
No, it's soothes sensual. See what I did there?
Never before have such powers been joined together in such a way.
Sensualuthing. That's not as good.
No,
Scratch
nowhere
that.
near as good.
Sorry about that.
we're gonna quit while we're ahead on
Wow. Wow.
No, it's too late. But next news item.
that. Feels like, what the hell have I done?
What is happening?
What have I done?
Now I've got to go on other shows to make up for this.
I've ruined the company.
That's it.
Curse you, what's on your mind? I'll kill you. Anyways, moving forward. What do you say we talk some Eagle Force?
That's right.
Ooh.
Oh, hey, look at that.
And these fellas here, this is Eagle Force Wave 5, unless I completely misread the Fresh Monkey Fiction website.
No, those are out now.
Yeah, they are ready for you.
You can go and order those at my website at French Monkey, and you can get them at Big Bad. And
just
Yeah.
this week they came out, right?
yeah, they just came out. We've got a couple of other figures that are that finish out the wave, and you can get those at Fresh Monkey as well. There's Whiteout and Warhol, and those are only at Fresh Monkey if you want those. So definitely, if you want to pick up the full assortment, go there.
Okay.
But
And gets Fresh Monkey a bigger piece of the pie too.
yeah, I mean, I have I get a few, and obviously Big Bad comes in and does the bulk of the orders, but at the end I end up with a couple cases, and so usually if you order from us, I'll try to throw in a couple of freebies with it, whether that's trading cards or other types of things too. So and I got a couple of figures I try to keep exclusive to the Fresh Monkey website because that's good for me.
Excellent.
And but yeah.
Keep generating that traffic, man.
Yeah.
But let's touch base on these guys real quick, and these are the ones that are available at Big Bad Toy Store. But we've got Sandstorm, we've got Silverback, and Sandstorm is clearly a desert trooper, and he is just part of the normal Eagle Force line, correct?
Correct. Yeah, he's got a little army builder head as well.
Cool.
We're trying to do more of. Yeah, we're trying to do more of now. Trying to get at least a couple of different portraits in there to help support people who want to kind of do some army building.
What's up with Silverback? What's that shirt say?
Nut up or shut up.
There we go.
There you go.
Some people didn't like it, but I thought it was funny.
That's the Mark Webber motto right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what Grandma Weber used to say.
Yeah.
That and pass the whiskey.
Right. Not necessarily in that order.
Let me tell you,
Yeah.
Esther wasn't fooling around, baby.
No. And he's got a vest there if that offends your fragile sensibility.
Right. Yeah, you can cover that right up. You never know he's got that on.
Also, Agent Grimm and Matt Matheson, who I think would have been better served if he were named Mike Michelson, but still, he's got an alternate left arm.
Yeah,
Showing off the cybernetics. So the
you
whole
can
thing
just
just
pop that on. Yeah, you can just pop that arm on and off, and there you go.
There we go.
He's part of the Adventure Force team, which is the 70s team prior to Eagle Force. So you'll see a few of the other Adventure Force folks pop up in the next few waves as well.
I mean, he's got the matching sweatsuit, so we were pretty well clued.
Yeah, looks it's all red.
It's not tied to it at all, but I couldn't help but flash back to maybe the best butt headline ever, where he said, "Beavis, if I had 3 arms, I'd never leave the house."
But what's up with Agent Grimm?
Yeah, well, that's a figure we kind of wanted to do early on, and we were able to kind of get him into this line, and he heads up the Grim Reapers, and so you've got him, and then you'll have Sergeant Blackstone in the next wave, who's sort of his right hand man, and then we're gonna re-release. In wave 1, we had Grim Reapers, and we're going to re-release those here pretty soon too. We're not doing a whole lot of reissues of stuff, but I think those were pretty popular, and we're going to try to get those out sometime for pre-order this month as well.
Sure. Never a bad idea to reissue some Army Builders.
No, no.
And then we've got the Urban Riot Commando in red, and we've got Major Draconis, and you have lots of head options with Major Draconis. I like that.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, we crazy space guy with robots, and it's just you can't have enough portraits there, I think.
That was almost the thumbnail.
Yeah,
with that in there, but I decided instead to go with the orange guy because you kind of had to.
Digging it.
But that's wave 6, along with I've lost the turtle guy's name. I forgot.
Oh yeah, with Warhol and Whiteout. Yeah,
thank you, Warhol and Whiteout, and that is wave 6 available now, or wave 5.
Jump over to wave 5. Jump over to Fresh Monkey's website and pick up the other 2 if you haven't already.
And that does lead us, of course, to wave 6.
Wave 6. Yeah, those are. I just heard from the factory yesterday, and they're going to be on the boat from China, hopefully next week. So that would mean that they end up in Big Bad Toy Store's hands. I'm hoping by the end of the month. So definitely October time, they'll be shipping for sure.
Yes, they are. Yeah. They are up for pre-order now. So you can certainly make that transaction happen and reserve your spot.
Yeah. So those I have to hand it to the factory. Things are getting better and better with each wave. So I've got those production samples already, and they are really good.
All right. So that wave 6 kicks off with Crosshairs. And what is Crosshairs deal?
You got Riot Sniper. Do I have? I got some cards. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but I don't know if we can see these or not. But I got the card art here. Yeah, look. I mean, he's the Riot Sniper. He's great. I mean, it's the same wave as. This just fell over. The same wave as Striker Junior. So we had a couple. Striker Senior. So we had a couple of snipers in the wave. So I thought that was kind of fun.
And then we've got High Tide.
Yeah, High Tide, and then also in the wave is his brother, Low Tide.
Low Tide. But I like High Tide better because he's got the Captain and Tennille hat accessory.
Yeah, he does.
Right.
He does.
That right there says to me,
muskrat love.
Exactly. I don't know what's going on Eagle Force, but I know that their muskrats are well loved.
Yep. And then and he's got we're doing these things with the gloved hands and these little cuffs that go over them, and I think they worked out pretty well. Like I was messing around with them the other day, and they're they come off and on, and they you can that way you got the look of the gloves on the figure or off the figure if you don't like it. So I think he works really well with that.
Very cool.
And they all have stands now. Like the way our first few waves did not have stands, so I'm happy to say that now you have a stand.
Yeah, that little Eagle Force gray thing in the bottom left corner there. Yeah. That's a figure stand for everybody playing along at home.
Yep. What do I have here? I got them right here. Little stands. They're on little stands now.
Right, let me get you. Wait.
That's not it.
That's not it.
There we go.
There we go.
They all have little stands now. So yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving forward, we've got again Low Tide.
Yeah.
And he looks familiar.
Yeah, he's also exclusive to the set. So so you had to buy the full assortment to get him. So that was one of the things with Big Bad Toy Store. They wanted, they've been great partners and all that, but they had some things they wanted to do, and one of those was like, hey, we want to have a figure that's exclusive to the assortment. I know that doesn't make everybody happy all the time if it's someone they really love and they have to buy an assortment to get the one figure they like. But it also helps get these things made. So it's one of those things you got to kind of weigh.
Right.
Yep.
Hey, you get better pricing on the assortment anyway. So just buy them.
Yeah.
Oh. Find some friends. Go in with it. Go in, pick your favorites. Be social, for crying out loud. But then we've already talked about Striker Senior.
Yeah, he was. We did a lot of characters in our initial Kickstarter wave that were the original Eagle Force characters, but because we've kept the original, I guess, continuity and storyline of Eagle Force being a team in the 80s, those characters have aged up in real time, like Stryker Jr. And so now you've got the characters that are a little older, and then you've got sort of the generational characters like Stryker Jr. that we did like in our original Kickstarter wave. So we kind of kept that storyline continuity and sort of kept it through to modern day versus, rebooting the entire thing. So that's why he's a little older.
That's okay.
Yeah. I can relate.
Right? Old dudes get it done.
Yeah.
And I'm digging the extra deco on the gloves there.
Yeah,
Right?
came out really good. Yep.
And there's a whole bunch of people who would have just gone, black gloves and we're good.
Yeah.
Right. But that's super cool.
Yeah, and like the knee pads are a little different shade black than the rest. There's like those little things we're trying to do now.
And then we've got Sergeant Blackstone, who you just mentioned a second ago.
Yeah.
That dude is loaded to the gills.
Yeah, we did this new vest with a bunch of accessories here that kind of pop in and out, and it's really fun. Obviously has a army builder head there and all sorts of different stuff. So you can have Sergeant Blackstone, you can make more Grim Reapers, you can do a bunch of stuff with this figure.
Does he have a cigar?
He totally has a cigar. Yeah.
That's outstanding.
Yeah, we had to tool it, little bitty cigar separately, and they glued it in there. It was great, but it came out really well. Like, it looks really nice for that small little figure. I think it came out really well.
You got the under the breath outstanding on that, Bill. So Mark's gonna order that one.
Excellent. Big fan of tongue cancer. Big fan.
Yeah.
Come on now, that's not what I said.
I'm just saying.
It's not what I said.
But if you have Pursuit of Cobra low light, you might be able to get the cigar out and put the bullet in and pretend he's chewing on a bullet or about to die. Either way. Either way.
You're
about to be reduced to a fine red mist.
Microseconds from death.
Yeah.
I've realized now, as you have these slides, that we pre-ordered these about a year ago. So it takes about a year to get this stuff done. So these are just going to be shipping soon. So yeah, maybe a little longer, but yeah, it takes a bit. So I appreciate everybody's patience in terms of getting these out there.
I mean, they're all good, but look at all the stuff with this guy.
Right? Yeah, I'm really trying to I'm trying to pack in. I'm trying to pack in as much as I can. I mean, look, the price point's a little higher than I would like it to be. I wish I could get higher prices. But we're also doing like super low numbers on some of this stuff. So I'm trying to pack in as much as I can to the figure. I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, I don't need any more hands. Can you just stop giving me all those hands? But it adds to a bunch of cool different display options. And I think it hopefully adds more value given, kind of the cost that we have to go with right now.
Mm-hmm.
And also in this wave is the Chill Shot Trooper.
Yeah.
So
another one. That's
an interesting look, man. Why is this guy?
Yeah, well, these are all clones, right? So we kind of established in our first wave that Baron von Chill himself is an actual clone. And so he clones these sort of troopers. And so I wanted to do something that we could army build. That was a lot of fun. And then we had, just thought, well, hey, we'll do our own version of some clones here and give them a couple different heads and a couple ways to, to pack them out. And there you go. So yeah, I think it turned out really fun. They have a little barcode on their arm too. You'll see cool. So yeah, you can scan them. I should put that on there. Something you can actually, the QR code you could scan. That'd be something I should do. All right, on the figure.
And then
Joe Brody.
All right, so Joe Brody, he's got a helmet. Is he a space guy or a diver guy?
He's a space guy for sure. He's an adventurer, but he's a space guy. Also part of Adventure Force. He's a leader. Obviously, very much inspired by things of the past. But really excited about him. I think he came out really, really well, and excited about the whole kind of Adventure Force stuff.
Yeah, I like that aesthetic. I mean, the bowl helmets really don't make any practical sense, but man, they're fun to look at.
No, they don't. They don't at all. But they've been a lot of fun to do, and I keep packing them in with stuff because every time I do, I'm like, I don't know if people will display it or not, but hey, you know what? Why not? Let's just throw it in there. And so yeah, so it they come out they came out really fun, I think. And so like this one too, like you've got the armor builder head too, if you want to build some of Joe Brody's troopers to go on with him for Brody's bros. Yeah, for his space adventures.
Joe's bros, if you will.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I know these things, they all have the date up in the top right corner, and just it's fine. Ignore them.
Yeah, I mean that was when we did pre-orders, was coming that time. So now that's the that was the pre-order date when we actually had the pre-orders first listed. So now they're delivering. So and then Big Bad does pick up. We do have to lock our numbers in, before we go into production, but they usually end up picking up a few, so they have more in stock once they ship. But they might sell out too. So it's always good to get those pre-orders in, lock your order in as soon as you can. And they don't charge ahead of time, which is why I'm working with them also. Like there's, they you don't pay for it until it actually ships. So yeah.
Very cool. It's rare that you find any retailer that's willing to work with the small guy like that.
Yeah. So they've been fantastic partners on every front, and they're really trying to support more of the indie toy stuff. Like they really want to do a lot, as much as they can, to support like all the indie toy guys. I think like John Russell just got some of the chicken fried toy stuff on there, so I think they're really excited to try to help some of the smaller folks get more exposure.
Right. It's a retailer that's actually, tangibly trying to replace the hole that Toys R Us left in the market.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they've got you can pre-order stuff. They do pile of loot, so they really try to bundle shipping for you, and you can manage your figure orders and your accounts there. And so I think it's prior to me even working with them, I was a big fan of just buying stuff to them because I moved a lot of my collecting habits into buying stuff online and not in the store. I live in LA, so I could never find anything anyway. So
right.
I have, many years ago, I just said, you know what, I'm just going to go have to buy stuff online. So, and I always appreciated them as a customer. So I was glad to be able to work with them as a partner.
Yeah. They've been my go-to as a collector for 20 years.
Yeah.
Love them.
And, Rack Time Rob and I, we've lived in the Midwest, so nothing gets shipped here. We have to have it shipped individually because it's the only way it shows up.
Yeah.
But Diana Davis asks, that's a space helmet. Yes. Does it open to allow both heads to be under the helmet? I don't think she means at the same time, but
yes, it's a dome that is open on both sides. It snaps together and then locks in, so you can.
So the masked head will fit under.
It will fit, yes,
right.
For sure, 100%.
But you can't make Zaphod Beeblebrox. Not happen.
No, you cannot. Sadly, no. Maybe in the future. Oh, the hidden.
And that brings us to the hidden. And he's the guy. He's our poster boy for this one. But unfortunately, Mark Weber, the honcho head, not
included.
Not yet.
That license crazy expensive.
Yeah, I feel like it was a poor choice on my part to not at least go after it.
Really, that's a question that needed to be asked. Frankly,
yeah.
All you can do is ask.
Yeah. These are fun. I really wanted to do some clear figure stuff, like some translucent colored figure stuff, and so to see if the factory could pull it off. And the samples I have look great. And they again, a lot of, as you guys see throughout the line, there's a lot of homages here. And this is one of those figures that plays a homage to some stuff from the late 70s and early 80s. So we decided that, hey, let's do that.
So Bill, you have some other things to show us about the hidden.
I do. Yeah. So I'm excited to announce that we're going to do some more hidden figures.
This is our first full super special sneak preview reveal.
So we've got a yellow version,
lemon flavor.
And we've got blue,
raspberry,
and we've got green.
Is that lime or green apple?
It's green apple.
Oh no!
That's my favorite. And then we've got red. kind of cherry. So
All right.
So yeah, we're doing these will be available. They are shipping now to me, so I probably will have them sometime in October on the Fresh Monkey website. These other colors, if you're interested in other colors of the hidden, you can get them from freshmonkeyfiction.com sometime in October. And we'll see. I think it's fun. They have they all have different heads and stuff, and I just was like, I want to do some more colors, so I'm excited about those.
The hidden variants brought to you by Otter Pops.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
The hidden taste the rainbow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, so it's I just I got a sample of the clear orange one, and I was like, man, this came out really good. Let's try to do some more. And so they were able to sneak them in with the rest of the wave, and I'm excited. Folks did ask originally if we were going to do more colors, and I was like, well, we'll see how the first one turns out. And it turned out well in the sample, so I was like, hey, let's just fast track some of these and get them out there. So we'll see.
Sean Russell adds, if you wanted to do translucent, the Honcho is the perfect model. And frankly, that you can
no
see
idea what you're talking about. And again, like Grandma Weber always said, skin to win. That's right.
Yeah.
So if anybody has questions for Bill about what we've seen so far from his Eagle Force line, fire away. Vagon is of one track mind. Got the Airborne Trooper.
Nothing planned, but a good idea.
Right? Has there been one in a previous wave?
No, we haven't done one yet in the previous wave. Yeah, right. But it's a good idea for sure.
He's got astronauts. They kind of count.
I mean, yeah. We are going to do some more astronaut stuff. We're going to do more Space Force type of things. And I'll say this, if you're a fan of Starcom toys from the 80s, you might like what we've got planned. So, yeah.
Vagon has a second question, actually. Oh, it's the same.
Oh, wait, that's not. Well,
same question twice.
Also, same answer.
Points for consistency.
Right.
But Matt Rubin has the question that's on my mind. Was it easier to work with Big Bad Toy Store instead of doing a actual Kickstarter?
Yeah, no, I mean it's for a lot of reasons. They reached out and said, hey, we really want to support the line, so that was great. So I want to take advantage of that. I love the Kickstarter model, so I don't want folks to think like, hey, I'm never going back to Kickstarter. Kickstarter is a great model. We'll definitely use it again. This seemed to kind of work out to enable them to kind of come in to help support the line. And also they do fulfillment, obviously, because you're ordering stuff through them. And, as I'm sort of, even though I've had so much help with the line from, in fact, Ed, who's on, he helps a lot, and even with conceptual stuff, but he helps run the booth. And then I've had sculptors, but a lot of it is on me. So the fulfillment thing it's tough with those Kickstarters when it's just you and you've got, I have 2,000 orders I have to ship. So that was also a thing to consider. And Big Bad said, hey, look, obviously we'll do that if they order through us. And so it really kind of worked out well. So I hope that we can continue to do that. But we might go back to Kickstarter. I mean, I like Kickstarter a lot for a lot of reasons. And there is some stuff that, maybe we'll talk about later that'll probably go that route.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Diana Davis asks my question again. What other figures are planned?
Well, definitely Arthur's planned for sure. I think, again, we're going to try to get him in wave 2 of Long Box Heroes. Don't know yet, but definitely that's the plan. Just waiting on a couple of approvals, but it shouldn't be a problem.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Because first and foremost, that has to be done.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing too, with a lot of this stuff too. I mean, we want to make sure we're doing stuff that people want and get out there. And I would hate to say like, hey, we're doing this and not that. And then, the hope is we'll do that and people will come in and back it and support it and pre-order it so that we can do it. So one of the things I hate most about lines is when like, I got this figure and where's the rest of the ones that I wanted? And they never here's this particular thing. Like, well, of course you're going to do the other 2 or 3. And then the other 2 or 3 don't ever really show up, which makes me sad.
So Ed Hellman, who I'm certain is not the guy who you talked about as being running your booth, but he has a question. Any more animal sidekicks?
Yes. I enjoy that.
It's almost as if Ed knows something.
Yes. Well, in the current stuff that the Kickstarter we did last year, I mean, the crowdfunding event we did last year for the 40th anniversary, Savitar has a koala. So I'm pretty excited about the koala. But yeah, I like the animal sidekicks, so I definitely have more planned.
And we got a request. Bill, please try to get Bionic 6.
Oh, Bionic 6 would be great.
Somebody you already have the Bionic arm.
Somebody has to own it. That's the thing. I would be lying if I told you I haven't been trying to track that down.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the whole puzzle, isn't it? With some of the more obscure properties.
Some of that stuff is really tough to really track down. And you know, and it's not for the lack of trying. And a bunch of folks try too. Like, it's not just me. Like Super 7 really tries to, they want to do a bunch of stuff too. And but it's hard to and once you find it, it's usually not a huge thing, but you got to just go through this rabbit hole of like, who ended up owning this, and wait, no, that was licensed, they didn't actually own it, and who actually has the rights still, and all of that stuff.
Just a ton of legwork. And if you're a 2 or 3 person operation, sometimes those legwork just takes a long time.
Yeah.
Hence me trying to put together the guilty pleasures video. So Bill, you know, we've given us this one reveal of the multicolored hidden figures. But that's certainly not all you have planned for us, is it?
No, I mean, we got more pre-orders coming up for Wave 7 that will definitely go up hopefully in the next couple of weeks. We're hoping to have them up a few weeks ago, but the long box hero stuff sort of had to take precedence because that was the crowdfunding event. So we've been kind of working on that. So these are in the queue, and will hopefully go up on Big Bad within the next couple of weeks. For
the first time anywhere, it's Eagle Force Wave 7.
Yeah.
Right here.
So yeah.
On What's on Joe Mind. So first up, it's Bruce Maddox, and Freddie Mercury's back and he's pissed.
Right. Another Adventure Force figure. I'm just so excited about Adventure Force. So yeah, so we wanted to get our automobile driver, stuntman right into the line. So this that's where we got Bruce Maddox from. So he's gonna make an appearance.
But Diana Davis says her husband Cullen says, make the figures first, and the owner of the license will find you.
Yes, that is true.
Normally with a C and D.
Yeah. If you like to get C and Ds, those are that's the way to go. I try to avoid those.
Right.
But I know people that are really excited to get them, but I just really, like, they hang them on their wall. I'm like, I don't really want any of those. Thank you.
That's too good of a joke to not throw it in the middle of the reveals. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. But and then second, we've got the Claw Henchman.
Yeah, a cannon fogger. Here we go. We got to have a bunch of army builders we can kill. So yeah. So we wanted to bring in the sort of, you know, the Adventure Force has sort of 2 subsets of villains. They got the hidden, who are more space alien, time traveler kind of things, and then you have sort of the more practical bad guys who, you know, are closer to something like a Hydra or something like that from with Marvel, that kind of thing. So we decided to do Claw, and now we've got some army builders you can buy.
I love the cannon fodder thing because it comes with more headwear than weapons.
Yeah.
So yeah, just keep running towards the machine gun.
Yeah. I just, you know.
It's got different. You gave the heads, the different heads, different names.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. You know, as we start to publish bios and stuff on some of these things, we'll get into some of the, you know, the different subsets of characters, and that was very much inspired by Venture Brothers, and very much how they did their henchmen in there. I was like, you know what, I kind of want to do something like that.
Sorry, I have flashed right into 21 doing his Ray Romano voice.
So good.
Here's an out there question. Was there a Kyle in your graduating class that you did not care for?
Is it Kyle and Timmy, right?
Right. Yeah.
Well, not that you asked, but in a future
Which one
line
sounds like this.
Yeah, a henchman Duffy wouldn't be bad.
Wow, that sucked.
Oh. So Weber, it would be It'd be Claw henchman Tim Roberts for you, wouldn't it?
No. I got no problem with Tim Roberts. Don't be starting that up.
He's already looking for you.
I'm telling you. Yeah, once he gets out of that back brace for missing the high jump pad completely.
You gave his real name. My God.
It's Tim Roberts, man. There's a lot of Tim Roberts out there.
But he'll know.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the one in a billion chance that he finds our semi-obscure G.I. Joe podcast. He'll be hunting you down, Weber. Hunting you down.
Yeah, and I didn't do nothing.
Commander Eagle is up.
Oh, hey, we got the Singularity coming in. I'm really excited about this. So, yeah, we're doing another subline called Voyagers, which is definitely more space stuff. This has got a little bit of a time and space kind of theme to it, this is where we have sort of these alternate dimensions of characters. So we've got Commander Eagle here, which is the alternate dimension of Captain Eagle, and he's now bad, which is why he has a mustache.
Well,
right?
I mean,
like Garth Knight.
Right. He's got to have some facial hair. So
as all good evil duplicates do.
Yeah. Right. So yeah. So that was that. I felt like that's appropriate. And then of course, I mean, I'm a big fan of the space bubble helmet stuff. So I was like, we need to make a red one. So we're going to do that. So yeah.
Now I hate to be the guy, but I'm going to be, who looks at a fantastic completed figure and goes, "Hey, what about?" But
no, that's that. We need that now. We need you need that now,
dude. A red bubble helmet for the bird would be amazing. Otherwise, how are you going to take a bird into space?
That's fair. That's completely fair. That's completely fair.
Bird bubble.
Beta gentlemen on Super Friends.
I'm gonna write that down right now.
Bird bubble.
Bird bubble helmet.
Yeah, that's
bird bubble.
That is a completely fair comment.
But what do I know? I'm just a simple small town bird lawyer.
Yeah.
So
he's got extra heads too. There's a robot head and there's an Albert Einstein head.
It's outstanding.
Yeah. So he's like evil. Like, yeah. So there's they're evil. They're out to get Voyager's team. So there's So there's a little bit of alternate dimensions kind of folded in here and what that looks like. And
man, evil Einstein.
I'm taking that Einstein head and he's leading my Grim Reapers.
Yeah.
That's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Ripped out, armed to the teeth, Albert Einstein. E equals MC Death.
I should just call you guys when I need to come up with stuff. I don't know why I don't do that.
We are very affordable.
I tell you, I'm missing an opportunity here.
Extremely. I'll show you what what we got from Google last month for our ad revenues, and you'll see how affordable we are.
Yeah. You can probably look at that and go, I'll double it.
All right.
Can everybody please watch one of the ads going forward? Just one ad, please.
Yeah.
Help us out. Help us out a little.
The Nike one where they're going back to high school.
Look, I don't care which one. If it's 30 seconds, you got 30 seconds.
I'm not asking anybody to watch Cars for Kids. Okay. I get it.
So many cards for kids.
Fair enough.
I get it. With a K.
I get you. I get that too. That's fair.
Bird bubble.
Bird bubble. I love it. If I take anything away from this time with you guys,
any chance of getting that space bubble in solid white with an eye print?
Oh, I think that you might have.
Somebody wants to do the orb.
You might have a good chance of that. Yeah, you might actually have a good chance of that.
Gatorade Bob for the win.
Yeah. You might actually have a really good chance of that.
If you don't know the orb, you don't know evil.
Yeah.
Right. And one bloodshot for Drunk Orb.
Right.
Long weekend. I was hanging out with Serpentor at the bar.
The morning after orb.
Walk of shame orb.
Ads on a live stream? No, not on the live stream, but on the replay. See, I got to talk to people who aren't watching this live like they're here.
Because they will be.
Right, because they are. Time is a construct. Anyways. We got Gear Shift.
Yeah.
I like Gear Shift.
Well, I was finding myself going, I got all these sublines, which I really, again, I get into like, oh, we need a space thing. We got Adventure Force. And I was like, oh, I got to make sure I get a couple of Eagle Force Returns figures in here for the people who are more traditionally about that. When I originally announced this figure, he was going to be the figure that's exclusive to the set. But I have decided after feedback from the fans that was a bad idea. So now we're going to offer him singly. So thank you guys for giving me the feedback, which I always love, truly. And
a well-written email is always a welcome thing.
Hey, it's I sound sarcastic when I say that, but it's honestly the truth. Like, I mean, I try to get on the Facebooks and the Instagrams and chat with folks, and I always love the opinions and the thoughts, and it definitely helps to take shape of the line. So yeah, so he will be available singly if you want to pick him up.
There you go.
Yeah.
And we've got another Riot Commando, this time in blue.
Yeah. Well, they, people keep buying him. So I feel like I should keep making him in different colors. So There we go.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we wanted to do something more.
Helps him blend in with other established criminal organizations.
Absolutely. Right. If that's your thing.
If that's
what you're going for, I think he's your guy. And he's got a few different heads if you want to give him a beret or some goggles.
And yeah, and I was going to classify them as cool shades.
I think that's also a good way to go.
Right. Blue blockers, perhaps.
No, well, you don't want to do that because then he's going to put them on and everybody's going to look orange.
It's true. Right. Plus, it's another license.
Right.
That's right. I only have so much money I can give.
Trust me, they're looking for money. So
yeah.
Forget I said that.
Yeah.
We've got some space themed guys here. Lash Lightning.
Yeah. So Lash Lightning, a little backstory on him. So Lash Lightning is actually a public domain superhero character from the 40s.
Nice.
And what we're starting to do is kind of bring those characters a little forward and giving them like a different spin a little bit, because one of the first lines I did when I started Fresh Monkey was we did a line of Amazing Heroes. A lot of those heroes were public domain characters from the 40s, from comic book characters. So wanting to bring some of that in. So that's where we got Lash Lightning from. Kind of kept his same powers, a little bit of the same kind of theme in terms of the outfit. Again, really also happy with a lot of the clear stuff that we were doing with the hidden. We're like, I can do more with this. And he's got, lightning powers. So we're like, well, we'll do some hands and some clear heads and a clear bubble. Like if he, wants to wear that helmet, that's why it's clear. And if he wants to if you have his non-powered up look, which is his regular head. And then you've got him all powered up in his clear head. So yeah, so those are Freedom Force is kind of the tip of the hat to sort of superheroes in the Eagle Force world.
And not to correct the chef, but I would say that the red-headed head is the powered up.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Just saying.
I mean, electrical powerhouse is actually Mark Weber's occupation on his business card.
Right.
So that might be some more license money that you owe.
It's fine.
Right.
Because my business card has like 8 different titles all crossed out.
I'm just taking more notes down here.
Because nothing says big time than getting a business card with something crossed out in Sharpie.
Right.
Can't afford new ones. I got 400 of these, so
keep it going.
Yeah. I do like the motorcycle looking helmet. That's cool.
Yeah, there's a lot to like with Lash Lightning here. I dig it. I'm a big fan of all that Golden Age stuff.
Yeah,
it's kind of corny, but it was also sincere.
And it is just a treasure trove of stuff. There is so much public domain superhero stuff out there. It is. I mean, you think I've done a lot with it over the last like 5 or 6 years, and you think you get to like the end, and all of a sudden, like something comes up. You're just like, where does this come from? I mean, there is so much of it out there, and it's fun and kooky. But I really like it.
It's not owned by DC, Marvel, or Archie. It's public domain.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Is he contemporary or pre-Flash Gordon?
I think
post-Flash Gordon, I would think.
Yeah.
Flash Gordon is old.
Yeah, Flash Gordon's been around.
He's early 30s, I think.
He saved every one of us.
All right.
several times over.
Just saying.
And they are also owned by King Features, so you can't do Flash Gordon public domain, even though he's been out there a long time.
Yeah.
But you can do John Strong.
John Strong, you say?
Yeah, who is very Flash Gordon-like, but also from the public domain characters, even though he's not in Freedom Force, but we took that design from there. And again, we're trying to build this sort of space galaxy Flash Gordon-like, Buck Rogers-like, sort of themes around Voyager. So that's where we kind of were pulling that from. And he'll have a soft goods cape. I wanted to bring some of that in there. So yeah, so we did some soft good capes with Amazing Heroes. It turned out really well. So I wanted to kind of bring that in with Equal Force as well.
And put that alternate head on him. And he becomes Juan Fuerte, the luchador. So good.
Yeah.
Now, for the record, Galactic Adventurer is on my business card.
Right.
So
seems legit.
I mean, that's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm cool with it. I'm glad we're getting this out of the air now.
Do you have a bubble helmet?
I do not.
Well, yeah. But
can you imagine the weight of all that acrylic?
Right. Well, now
bubble.
A lot of these guys come with bubble helmets, so you got that.
And here's Prince Sarksek.
That's correct. Look at that. Good for you.
Right.
Yeah. So he's the villain. He's the bad guy there. So he's got a couple of minions with him that you can army build, and a couple of swords. But yeah, we needed some good bad guys for them. So we ended up on this race of human-like aliens, and landed on that. So then they'll be the bad guys for the Voyager line.
And they have seen all the same Errol Flynn movies.
Yes.
And
in keeping with the mustache theme, he's evil.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Now, I gotta say, because I'm about to say, I do like the running theme on all of these, that there's no brutal chest cut on any of them. Right?
No, we didn't. Yeah, we didn't do the chest articulation because I just.
Oh, sorry.
At this scale, I never really saw one that I felt like really worked well.
You can drop the at this scale off that statement if you want.
And so it just takes away too much from the aesthetic, I felt.
I totally agree. And looking at a guy like this, right? So you'd have it basically cutting off the bottoms of the lightning bolts.
Yeah.
And it looks terrible if you ever tried to actually pose it, twist it at all.
Yeah.
So I'm being goofy, but I'm also being totally honest. I think it's fantastic, and we need more.
Yeah, and there's other articulation things that we'll see in future waves that we're doing, where the upper thigh articulation we're going to add in, and we're doing some other stuff as we get into some of the next waves after this. We can bring some of that more modern articulation in that I think works. But yeah, the torso cut has never been something I've really. Again, a lot of people ask for it, and I've just never felt like it really worked well. Yeah, anyway, I'm with you.
No, a lot of people like Fast and the Furious movies too. Just saying.
Yeah.
But, Prince of the Empyrean Nebula is on Racktime Rob's business card.
Excellent.
So.
Well, that I crossed it out. I had to replace it with Underground Sanitation Engineer.
And that's our next figure. No, wait, I'm just kidding.
So just to clarify for everybody who's squinting at little pictures like we are, but that head on the left, we see Prince Sarksek. That's going to be tough to say. We see him with his Errol Flynn head, but then next to that on our left is kind of that half moon head. Is that just the regular member of that particular alien race?
Yeah, so he's just got like a standard, alien, minion kind of guy there that, just to have there, so you can build some armies with them. And that's also why we included like the bubble helmets and stuff. So you could kind of, you could have him like that, but if you wanted an air trooper, you could use the other head and start pulling stuff together for some army builder stuff. Again, trying to pack in as much as I can here.
Yeah. No.
Is the soft goods cape removable?
It is. Yeah. Yeah. They're done kind of similar to the old superpowers kind of capes where there's a ring here and they just kind of clip on the back and then you can take them off.
So I could theoretically use it on my Albert Einstein leader.
Absolutely. If you felt you needed a green cape or a blue cape, you could cape them up.
Because I mean, Einstein needs a cape, doesn't
I
he?
mean, I feel that he probably does. In fact, maybe I'll other note. I'm taking that down too.
Yeah, put that with the bird
I
bubble.
think he needs a helmet, bird helmet, and cape.
Bird bubble.
Bird bubble.
Here it's we bring all the ideas at WOJM.
Hey, I love it. I love it. I'll try to even give you guys credit on the package. How about that?
Yeah, we've tried to mix in a good one every like 5 or 6 just to throw people.
I think it's fantastic.
Try.
Yeah,
That's the operative word. Try.
Yeah.
Right. No guarantee.
So Bill.
Yeah.
We've seen all of Wave 7. That's 9 figures in Wave 7.
Yeah.
You showed us all of the extras on the hidden.
Yeah.
That has to be all, right?
We've got another thing. One other thing. Wait, there's more.
There's more.
One little thing we've been playing around with that we haven't talked about yet anywhere. Except now here. Right here, right now.
Everybody not watching us live is going to feel really dumb.
Yeah. And we've been, always got stuff in the on the drawing table over at Fresh Monkey, trying to figure things out. This next thing is something that we've been playing around with for the last couple months, trying to like figure out what it's going to look like. What does it make sense? Still don't have all the info on it yet, other than, boy, I really would like to do it.
Right, and your love of Kenner's superpowers line, of course, was at the crux of the first part of your run on the show today.
Yeah.
So here's this guy. And
why
don't you tell the folks at home what this is?
So that's Captain Eagle from Eagle Force in his traditional garb, in more of a Kenner-like style that is very popular today with a lot of lines. Hasbro's doing some retro stuff. Obviously, Super 7 is doing some retro stuff. And so I found myself, even though that form factor was not something initially I was really into, over the last couple of years, I've picked up a few and going, this is actually pretty fun. Obviously, I had a bunch of Kenner figures as a kid, being a huge Star Wars fan, but I hadn't really gravitated to it lately in my collection. I've been sticking more with, obviously, 4-inch stuff and then, now 6-inch stuff. But I was really inspired with a lot that was going on in the market. And I was like, you know what? This would be kind of fun to do. Maybe I'll just play around with some sculpting and see where we get. And if it resonates, maybe we'll do it. If not, that's okay too. So this is sort of where it's at right now. Still iterating on this. It's still cooking in the kitchen. But yeah, so you've got Captain Eagle here, and he would fit in, for example, if you were buying the Reaction G.I. Joes as something that's out there in the market. He will fit in with those characters if we decide to go down this road.
So if people wanted to give well-written email feedback, Bill, where could they send that?
They can go to our website, and there's ways to contact us there through email, or again, if you're on the social medias like the Facebooks and the Instagrams, we'll probably post these this week, and would love to get some feedback on folks of like, hey, we really want to see this. And the challenge with this, I'm always transparent with everybody. The challenge with this stuff is, these figures in particularly, there's not a whole lot of reuse. If you see a lot of stuff through my line, I do. Look, I'm very honest. I do a lot of reuse. I have to. You have to, right? We're doing very low numbers. We try to make things as individual as we can with paint decos and character concepts and all that, but we do have to reuse a lot of parts. When we get into stuff like this, it's much harder to do reuse, which makes things a little more expensive. And so that's why, again, it's not something I know. I mean, I may try something out again, like I mentioned earlier, may go back to Kickstarter on something like this to see if it's worth doing. But yeah, so it's just one of those things like, these things are, believe it or not, a little harder to do, even though they're less articulation. They, you're not going to get a lot of reuse out of this. So yeah,
right. Like nondescript biceps and thighs and waist pieces. You use those till the cows come home. But like, Captain Eagle's left arm is pretty well just Captain Eagle's left arm.
Right. Yeah. So
unless you do a major Mike Michelson figure.
Right. And then you can use that arm all day long. So yeah, I mean, this is something that we're playing around with, wanting to get, like I keep talking about, we want to get folks' feedback on what we do, and is this something that resonates? What ideas do people have? Just because I think it's fun may not mean that it's the right thing. But we just finished this week. It's not done yet, but we just got this week. So I was like, well, I'm going on the show. Maybe I could throw it up there if people are interested in talking about it or looking at it or that kind of thing. So it came out well in terms of what I envisioned it would look like. So yeah.
And another astute observation from Diana: his eagle glove is the same side as his eye patch, and we can all figure out what happened to that.
Absolutely.
I was going right down that same road and saying,
I mean,
he's got some peripheral issues on that side.
I
wonder if the eagle ever scares the hell out of him by
mean,
just suddenly landing on his arm. Oh, Jesus.
There's nothing in his bio about him being a skilled eagle trainer. I'll just say that. He might have some flaws there.
That'd be awesome if it was on a file card to say mediocre eagle trainer.
He does the best he can.
Right.
But he sticks with it, which is what I appreciate.
Right. Shows no real aptitude, but damn, is he committed.
I mean, he's committed, right? Like, I mean, I feel like, you know what, if you're going to go that far.
Right.
Often defers to the team falconer.
Yeah.
Right.
So
right there, wave 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, we're playing around with this form factor. I'll just put it that way, and we'll see if we go down this road. We'd probably go back to the Kickstarter, because I think Kickstarter is really great too, because it does have a little wider reach, and and as much as we've been doing the crowdfunding thing with Big Bad Toy Store, Kickstarter kind of puts that more in people's faces and go, hey, this is kind of a thing you need to kind of support if you want. So we'll probably go down with this and potentially another figure.
Excellent. So, if you want to give some feedback to Bill on this and throw your support or not throw your support, of course he let you know. Head over to freshmonkeyfiction.com.
Yeah.
Send an email, or you leave a comment here.
Leave a comment here. I'll check it out. Yeah.
Bill will be back. He loves to watch himself.
Right.
The comments here.
Look at that comment.
Right. We talked that we were going to have you on soon last week, and Justin Mohan left us a comment. When you interview Bill Murphy from Fresh Monkey Fiction, could you ask him about cop stuff he's doing and where they are with that? And I'm going to guess that Justin's talking about that set of 5 statues that you were doing.
We did the little minifigures. I wish I had them in front of me. Yeah, those are in production now. We'll ship out to customers by the end of the year. And those came out really nice. They're, we kind of dipping our toe into cops, doing something a little bit different from the form factor. Wanted to do some minifigures. So that's what we did there, and they did pretty well, and people seem to be excited about cops. So we were trying to figure out, well, if they're excited about cops, what else are we doing or could potentially do that might also feel like we might want to try something with cops?
That's a good question. And brace yourselves again. We have more first-time views, reveals here on What's on Joe Mind.
So we got so excited by that form factor for Captain Eagle. We're like, maybe we do something with cops. So we, again, playing around with this idea of doing sort of a vintage kind of styled figure of Bulletproof. I think we wanted to do it so he could have his robotic parts and then his not so much robotic parts. And I think it's coming together good. I think it's looking like, something that I think might appeal to fans of this style who are, there's a lot of folks who are buying now this form factor. And we thought we'd maybe play around with trying to get some other characters out. And so we sculpted up a Bulletproof. So we may, again, wanting to just get feedback from folks, are they interested in this or whatever. And then if so, we might try to do a Kickstarter. Again, it all comes down to, do folks want it? I mean, I'll play around and we'll sculpt it up and take a look at it and put it out there, and maybe we'll do some prototypes and stuff, and then put it out there, and people will either support it or they won't, and that's okay. I'd rather them say, you know what, I like cops, but I'd rather have X, Y, and Z, or hey, I like this too, or certainly people buy a lot of different form factors around Ninja Turtles and Batman and stuff. So we're also doing that here.
Crocodile Joel McMullen asks, "Who owns Cops?" And I'm going to guess that means the license.
Yeah. So, Mark, go ahead.
I don't know who owns it, but I know who licensed it.
Go ahead. Let's see if you and I both know the same thing.
Right there.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, it is not owned by Hasbro. I'll put it that way. Hasbro licensed it, so we had to go out and get the license for this to make it happen. So yeah, but a lot of people think Hasbro actually owns it. But
now,
Mark,
I'm not terribly familiar with Cops, but I remember there's an itch in my brain that one of them was Beachhead's son. Is that correct?
Yes,
it's his grandson, but yeah,
they tied the line in together on a file card, I think, or I forget how they actually. It's a file card, right? Where they just used the name, right? And it wasn't, and so everybody kind of tied it together. But yes,
not a lot of Sneedens out there, I guess.
Yeah.
No, and I forget which character it is. It's one of the later ones. He didn't show up in the animation at all.
I'm just saying, if you make that one, guaranteed 50 of them will sell.
Yeah, fantastic. Yes.
So I got 50 grandfathers for him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
51.
But Jeff Along asks, with Rocketeer and Cops, would the licenses allow you to do Eagle Force style or compatible articulated 1/18 figures?
Hopefully. I hope so. Not currently, but I hope that we can get there depending on when maybe some other deals are in place with other people decide to expire. So it's definitely something we're thinking about and would like to do. So I'll put it that way. It's not because we don't want to do it. But yeah.
All right. Anybody knows the name of the Cops operative that's related to Beachhead? Go ahead, throw it in the comments down below. That's they gone giving you a plug. They have a good deal on their Eagle Force 3 3/4 Riot Commando Elite Terrorist Operative. That's a nice figure too. Yes, it is. But Beta Ray Bob on board with Cops. Be great to get some Cops characters in the 4-inch articulated Eagle Force line. Talk to them, Bill.
Yes, I also would like to do the same thing. And I think we're going to try to do that maybe sometime next year if we can.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Excellent. So you have any more reveals for us, Bill? Or God, I'm tired at this point.
I know you did a lot of work. Is that it? Was that all I sent you?
That was it.
That was it. All right. Yeah. So, I mean, I got so much more stuff here. I just Mike, I just want to get, I gave you so much work. So I didn't feel like next time. I gotta save something for next time, I guess.
Right.
You only gave us like 25 first look things.
Right. Yeah. Just like, hey, what you guys want? You guys care about any of this? So yeah.
What a tease.
Yeah. So
let's have him on again in 10 months.
Yeah. So another 10 months from now, maybe I'll have a couple more things. But yeah, some of that stuff will go up for pre-order this month on Big Bad Toy Store. More to come with that as well. And I didn't even get to the Santa Claus line I'm doing. The 6-inch Santa Claus line I'm doing.
Talk about it.
I should have brought one of those in here in the other room. Yeah, we sort of crowdfunded a 6-inch Santa Claus line called Naughty or Nice. And you have classic Santas, zombie Santas, robot Santas. Anyway, so those are on track to deliver to Big Bad in November, and we'll ship hopefully everybody, barring any craziness around things coming into the port. We'll ship to everybody by Christmas. So that's the plan.
And I just cracked a big grin, not because I'm laughing at the line, but I can only imagine the conflict among Joe Colton's brain when there's a robot Santa figure. Her favorite and least favorite thing combined.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
That's it.
Yeah. So yeah, that we did a Krampus, did some Nutcrackers, some elves, the whole thing. So those were a lot of fun too. So that's and those are our first foray into 6-inch, and more will come in 6-inch figures next year. I'll just say that more 6-inch stuff is planned for. We might even get some pre-orders out for some 6-inch things this year around maybe Halloween time. So I'll just throw that out there as maybe if you guys would ever have me on again, that might be maybe a good time to consider.
We'll fit you in.
So,
throw email when this stuff's happening, man, because otherwise I'll lose track of everything.
it's a lot of stuff going on. There's so much. It's like I lose track. I'll put it that way. And so around Halloweenish, there'll be something going on too that if all things work out, that I would if you'll have me. I love coming on the show, so I'd be happy to come back if I can give you some more photos and give you some more homework to do. That's why I feel bad about that.
I mean, if nothing else, in the last year, we have established ourselves as the Fresh Monkey Fiction news leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So,
you guys always call, and I always like to say yes to hop in here, so I appreciate it.
Now that we're breaking news, people are going to come expect it like all the time.
Yeah,
Like,
I try to, look, when I come on, I'm gonna bring it. I got to bring it, right? Can't just sit here and just smile and look pretty. I mean, I can do that, but
we'll do a whole weekend. It'll be Fresh Monkey Fiction Con.
Yeah,
exclusively.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Omaha Steaks and
I love it.
Manscaped.
Oh my gosh, that would be a dream.
Helix mattresses.
We'll have Ed run it. I love it.
Racktime Rob's Racktime Ribs.
Oh, I see it.
Matt Rubin asks, so with all the translucent figures, have you tried chroming or ventilizing?
Oh, yeah, we did. I did some chrome tests, and they failed. So sadly, I've done a couple of tests with the factory, and I get them, and they're super brittle. And I just we haven't been able to crack it in terms of, and we can do chrome paint, like we can do like the chrome paint, and it gets fairly shiny, but not like chrome. So, yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how we do that because I really want to do it. But every time I get a sample, it like the arm just snaps off, and I'm just like, I can't sell this to people.
Yeah, it's just too.
Who's going to buy that? And then they're going to be mad at me. I don't want people mad at me. Who wants that?
No, you've heard how Mark carries a grudge.
Right, exactly. I don't need that.
No, not times 20,000.
Right. So yeah, thought about it, tried it out, haven't figured out how to do it on an articulated figure and make it work well. I mean, it can probably be done. I'm not saying it can't be done. I just the factory hasn't been able to give me something I'm satisfied with. That sounds like they're not great. They are great. The factory's been doing great work, but like that's just,
they're working with you on that is pretty great.
Yeah, so they want to make it work, but they're just like, how about this? I'm like, breaks. I can't. Like, that's not a thing. Why are you sending me something that breaks? Anyway, that's the factory story is a whole other thing. We'll save that for another podcast.
So get one last question in. Crocodile Joel again. How do you go prioritizing between all the different lines you're doing?
That's a tough question. I don't have a good answer outside of I like to spin many plates, and I get bored easily if I just focus on one thing. So I get new ideas all the time and want to kind of experiment. And again, I'm just so happy that the fans go, hey, I like that. And I'll pre-order that thing. And I'm like, well, can we get this many? Because if we can get this many, I can make that happen. Let's try to make that happen. And so I like all sorts of scales and stuff. I found that like, hey, whether it's 6-inch figures, 4-inch minis, it's been fun to be able to play in a lot of form factors, which has been a real treat.
Circus Tent 6673, welcome aboard, sir. Those Voyagers figures are straight fire.
Fun. I love it.
They really are.
I mean, that was the thing with Eagle Force that's been fun is playing with like different themes and different teams. Yeah. That wasn't something that was part of the original line in the 80s. I mean, you're going to have your purists. There's like, I just want Eagle Force returns. I want modern military. And we're going to definitely do some of that too. But I like to take spins on doing other things and branch out. I mean, the whole like storyline and character stuff is super important. So every character has a bio card in the back, and you can learn about who they are and all that. So that's the mythology piece is something that really triggers a lot of what I like to do.
Okay, one last question.
No. Oh. Yeah, I'd like to do vehicles. I really would. It's we are conceptualizing some sort of Eagle Force aircraft right now, and it's in the early stages. Not quite as far along as some of the Kenner style stuff we showed earlier, but it's getting there. We've got some sketches and some ideas. And if we do a vehicle, it would probably be some sort of Eagle Force kind of type of jet. I will say that. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it's something we are trying to think about to do. Yeah, that would be where I would go probably first if I go down the vehicle route.
All right. And so everybody, if you're watching this, you can help. Talk up Eagle Force.
Yeah.
Talk
I
to
mean,
your
it's
friends about it. The way more things happen, the way more units happen of anything, whether it's figures or vehicles or whatever, is if you sell the ones that you've made already. So
absolutely. More folks that come in.
Success.
Yeah, and again, thank you guys for having me on too, because like it's the getting it out there thing is a big piece of that. Is just getting more people interested in the line. And so if you bought the figures and you like them, I'd love to see some photos, share, talk about it. We've got some boards on Facebook where people chat about it, and just bringing more awareness to the stuff is really how we get more of this stuff made at the end of the day, with the model that kind of I have set up.
Right. There's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of competition.
Yeah. And there's a lot of great stuff happening too.
Right.
Like, and I buy a lot of that stuff too. So it's like,
right.
I'm not biased towards just my stuff. I get a lot of that. And so I try to support other folks' lines as well. We did a great thing with Chicken Fried Toys where they did a couple Eagle Force themed figures, and that worked out really well. And a lot of these guys that run a lot of the independent figure stuff, we're all buddies. We're all chatting on Facebook or whatever, this and that too. So we're competitors, but also just friends and want to support each other. So I try to support those other lines as well, because I think there's a lot of fun stuff happening that you're not going to see at some of the bigger companies, I think, these days. So yeah.
But we are running out of time, Bill. You have any shout outs?
I'm on the spot. I'm going to shout out Ed, who's on, because Ed is great. Ed's always been helpful, not only with the line, but running booths and stuff.
Excellent. He was on. He left a little bit ago.
Oh, that guy. I give him a hard time.
Right?
Take it back.
Yeah.
Shout him down.
I have to get you have to go watch your shout out.
I'm gonna guess that he's one of our dedicated fans, and he'll come back and watch the entire episode front to back,
and watch all the ads.
And all the ads.
All the ads.
All the ads. Give us that advertising dollar, yo. Yeah.
Except the cars.
Literal
for kids
dollar.
Yeah. No cars for kids.
Is that the only shout out you got, Bill?
That's it. I'm sure I got more, but I'm on the spot. So next time I'll have more of a list.
Fair enough. If you think of any while Racktime Rob is doing his shout outs, by all means. Racktime Rob, shout it out.
Hey, thanks to the studio audience for coming in and watching tonight.
Appreciate that.
Yep.
All the ads. All the
time.
You don't have to watch all the ads, really. Right? We're just kidding you about that. Trying to make a living off Google ad revenue is a sucker's game. We don't expect you to necessarily generate that for us. Just keep spreading the word. Keep singing the praises. Who else you got, Racktime Rob?
I think that's about it.
Special shout out to Racktime Rob's Racktime Ribs.
Yeah, there we go. The sauce is the boss.
I have found a new in joke.
Side hustle. No, it's more than that.
Hot Show Mark Weber. Shout it out.
Hey, I want to shout out to our third favorite Bill. So I figure it's Murphy, Ratner, Nedro, right? Happy birthday to Bill Nedro,
Right,
who's done some writing for Action Force and wrote some of the best Joe fan fiction on the Kindle World stuff, and all around great guy. And to celebrate his birthday, and this is legit, Target canceled 17 of his pre-orders today. So
hey,
well, I'm not Target for you.
Bill,
I'm not laughing at his misfortune. I'm just saying Target's going to Target, and if that it comes as a surprise to anyone that they're actually getting worse at this part of their business after 2 years of problems, then you're just not paying attention.
It's a bit stunning.
Oh man! So whoever's in charge of making diehard collectors angry at Target, you're doing a bang up job. Just keep it up.
You got to be careful about ranking the bills, though.
C-level suite, yeah.
You just got to say that another one of our favorite bills is Bill Nedro.
Yeah,
we have several favorite bills.
Bill Rawley too, but just saying.
Sure, and Bill Tim Roberts. No, he hates us. He
Easy.
hates us.
Easy. And then today was wear your favorite or wear a favorite athlete's jersey to school day. And my daughter came bouncing down the stairs at 7 a.m. in a Pat Tillman shirt.
There you go.
So outstanding to Elizabeth Weber for making a strong decision among a sea of Tom Brady and Gronks and whatever else was running around Barrington's private schools. Pat Tillman, baby. Made your papa proud.
American hero, Lava
Damn
Bear.
right. No. Sun Devil.
Look, I know that that's the case, but I like to. I've combined the two terms.
That's fine. That's fine.
It's
But really, there's only one Lava Bear Sun Devil. No, there's a couple actually. Anyway,
It's probably a few.
that's all I got.
That's all you got. Gonna give a shout out to Joe Colton and her band of Merry Misfits, who we deal with pretty regularly on the program. They are down at Dragon Con this week. We'd have done a live check-in, but I promise you that woman is smashed on tequila shots by now.
Then we really should have done a live check-in.
Right,
Nice.
but her ability to work a camera phone at that point is not going to be good.
Wes would have helped us out.
Like
He's still looking for his eyebrows.
right. But give a shout out to you gentlemen, to Rack Time Rob, to the Honcho Mark Weber, to our special guest Bill Murphy of Fresh Monkey Fiction, to our folks in the audience tonight. We appreciate you. If you're watching us on Facebook, again, go ahead and leave us some kind of reaction. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. Give us a little huggy guy. If you're checking us out on YouTube, that's where you can help us the most. Like the channel, subscribe to the channel, like the video rather. Share us in all of your various social media circles. Help us get the word spread out there. The more clicks, the better, and the more subscribers, the better, and the happier all of us will be. But if you're catching us on Podbean or any place else you catch your audio podcast, we still appreciate you too.
Mhm.
We do our best. We've been every episode is there. We go live on Monday. They are posted on Podbean or we go live on Friday. They're posted on Podbean on Monday. So we appreciate your clicks there. But if you get a couple minutes, head on over to YouTube. Just subscribe to the channel. You don't have to even watch anything else. Just subscribe to the channel.
Costs nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Maybe a bit of your soul, but if you're listening to us on podcast, you had already sold that to us. So
Enter the code Honcho, and it costs nothing.
and that's it. Everybody have a safe and happy Labor Day. We appreciate you. Have a great weekend. Stay thick in the crotch, bro.
Bro.
Have a great rest of the evening and a wonderful long weekend. Yo, Joe.
Bye.